Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something slightly different than we usually do on our channel itself. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, I do a lot of gaming news like Xbox, PlayStation, Switch news, and a little bit of like PC news too as well. And especially, I'm sure you guys know, I'm usually a Twitch streamer where I spend my time, well, obviously streaming on Twitch. And that's why I usually have a chance to go check out a lot and play a lot of different games, meet a lot of people in the community, and as well, I have my own like little cool separate Twitch community too as well, where if any of you guys are ever watching this video, you guys are totally welcome to go and we'll just hang out there and chill. Although we don't usually cover up too much on like the restock stuff and all that on the channel, it's just cool to go check out brand new games, meet people with similar interests, and just overall it's been something I've been doing for probably the past 10 years or so. And that's kind of why it's kind of on the somewhat more special topic for me to bring this on up, because there's been a lot of drama, and also I myself have been involved with it. And this has been in regards to a really like probably one of the biggest content creators on the entire platform, Admiral Bahroo, who had like just a lot of really bad relations with people like me and other streamers out there, and just kind of came to a lot of cases of like stealing stuff, just bad drama, a lot of like kind of just bad talking and bad discussing of other streamers privately, and just a lot of other various things too tied on in. Now you guys might be kind of curious on why I'm bringing this up, why I mention this on YouTube and all that stuff, and I'm going to try to keep myself somewhat more on like a somewhat neutral ground, although I have been somewhat, in my opinion, kind of badly affected by it. And at the end of the day, I just kind of want to talk about like why, because I've had a lot of people on YouTube ask me like why I've kind of been seen down, like why was there like random tweets, why was there like liking, why like what was going on, why do you have a public tweet longer, like what is going on with this, why have you like, you know, why have you just kind of been seeming down? I've had that on my Twitch stream, I've had that on my YouTube videos, and I've had people being like, hey, you look like you look like me like right now, look at the hair, like I need a haircut, my life has just kind of been crazy, I have ginger ale just sitting around. It's just been kind of a crazy past few weeks, so I just want to go and address it, talk about it. It did personally affect me a lot, and although a lot of our drama that we had back in the day, this is like some of the stuff is even older, at the end of the day, for my own personal stuff, when it comes, this is like not me trying to like, you know, facilitate more drama or bring more drama. I just want to let people know why, because there's been so many random things that have been going on and so many people asking this, and it's just been a lot. So first and foremost, I want to say there was some kind of somewhat old drama when it comes to me and Admiral Bahroo. He was someone who copied a lot of my emotes back in the day. First of all, with permission, he did ask and kind of request, although it kind of was pretty shovey and kind of pushy on it. And as time kind of went on more and more and more, even when I was saying, no, please stop doing this, please stop copying on my stuff, and it just kind of basically kept it happening and happening. And it was one of the biggest Hollywood faults where pretty much anyone, if you're in Hollywood, you don't necessarily want to give someone your script or your $1 million idea or whatever it is, because at the end of the day, a lot of people legally can and do go and steal it and have a chance to kind of basically like rip it off to their own regard and try to make money off it, which is kind of what happened when it came to Bahroo, who just had a chance to go and see my emotes, discuss them, utilize them, make his own panda versions of them, and as time kind of went on, just was like, well, I don't really need to interact with you at all. I know you're emote artist, I have all the work, and I'm essentially someone who's just going to have the cuter emotes at the end of the day. So I just want to say first and foremost, we can maybe touch a little bit more on this actual video itself. It stinks, but I kind of more so care more about the fact that he's done this to multiple other folks and multiple other people. Like I said, it's not really kind of to bring up the whole drama itself. I think for our stuff that happened, it's been like years upon years at this point. And at the end of the day, there's really not that much else I can kind of say it besides the guy. Besides, I just want him to kind of, you know, just not be affecting people privately or kind of trying to find more people to do the same things he did with me on in the future. And at the end of the day, he did kind of say a lot of really rude, mean things, both publicly on Twitch as well as also in privately. For me, I've had a chance to kind of deal with this year over year, and it's just like he just stole stuff from me and kind of just ripped off a lot of my ideas. It's not illegal. It's not like, you know, it's nothing real. I can't sue the guy or anything like that. Not that I'm going to at all. I'm not going to air dirty laundry because I'm sure there's a bajillion different Discord messages or old tweets or anything else I can bring up for him. And that's just not the end of the day for us. It's just he copied my emotes and kind of went a little bit too far, and it stinks. And in case you guys are kind of curious on this one too, basically to kind of just give a rundown, like, so here's some of my old school emotes back in the day when it comes to Twitch emotes. And as you guys can probably go and tell, they were supposed to be like a duo emote. That was like the first initial emote itself, because I thought we were friends and that we were cool and all that. And at the end of the day, I mean, like, if someone's not my friend, you can't blame them. If they don't want to be my friend as time goes on, it's fine. I get it. It's like not the biggest deal. Like, it's not like a cancel thing. This is actually a lot of the height of the stuff happened a few days ago. I just kind of want to give you guys, I guess, the rundown on Twitch. But like I said, I can't sue the guy. It's like he just kind of had an idea. In theory, he could have even had another emote artist even do the same thing without permission. So if anything even got to go give him kind of credit for the permission in the first place. But that was kind of where it kind of started, where then part 2 of it, he just kept on making various other emotes. Maybe a good example is like some of these emotes, where I even had to go and change the color for this. And like I said, it's not the end all be all. Like, even if he sees this video, it's kind of laid back. It's kind of tame, petty drama, which just does, to me and him, it doesn't really matter. It's just, whatever. It stinks, at the end of the day, but they're cute. If you guys use them, you guys still watch the guy, I can't stop you if you enjoy the content. At the end of the day, like, what can you do? I just want everyone, whoever is watching or subbing, has a chance to enjoy their content. Like, the guy already has made millions of dollars on the platform. I mean, what can I really do? Like, at the end of the day, he's essentially already been a winner in the whole general scheme of life. And this is also, too, it's like been proven that I'm the first one. He had the same emote artist, my almost even emote artist himself. If you guys don't know, you basically make little emojis on Twitch. You can use them for Prime subs or whatever. And then even my artist is like, yeah, you're the first. Yeah, he was kind of pressuring a little bit more to go and make the emotes pretty much for a 1-for-1. Just a lot of that stuff put together. It's the end all be all. It's like there's nothing really that much bad. It's morally kind of gray. It stinks. Blah, blah, blah. Just that's kind of the best thing, I guess, for us. And we've also had other people out here, too, recently who kind of came out, too, when it came to, like, for my friend Alex over here, who had a chance to be like, hey, like, let me know who did your emotes. Let me know who your emotes. Like, hey, here, take my money. Like, stop hogging them. Like, hey, who did it? 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 Which is pretty much all the same stuff that I basically had to deal with when it came to my emotes, of just, like, the constant hounding and constant, like, kind of coming out for it. And like I said, maybe you guys just don't care, because this really is kind of outside of my usual content on, YouTube itself, but it just kind of stinks. It was just a really big streamer. And this guy is a big streamer. Like, when I was most recent thing, he was at 10,000 views over here in the first place. Like, someone's pulling 10,000 live views nonstop with like 1 million followers. It's scary to even go and talk about. It's even scary to make a video like this. And even at the end of the day, I've kind of taken it pretty light, because I've had a chance to kind of go through it for a long time. And like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like the bygones be bygones. Because as time's kind of gone on for Twitch, a lot of people have similar emotes. Like, these are my current Twitch emotes over here. I have the 60 emote slot. And even look at someone like Ko. There's literally absolutely zero draw with Ko. But there's a lot of people, there's only so many expressions and so many emotes you can kind of have as time goes on. Like, you have we have a similar LOL emote. Like, it happens. It's just Twitch memes and all that type of stuff. So that's kind of why, at least for me, at this end of the day, it was kind of stink, because someone like Bahroo did go and take a lot of my emotes and take a lot of stuff from my own channel and my branding, and kind of made me kind of sad. And I didn't go make a public statement on it, if you guys made a chance to see it. Like, I was talking about this stuff as well over here, and it just kind of goes a little bit more in depth of like, he was just kind of a fake friend and went from there. There's not too much to it, at least from my own regards. I've had a chance to kind of move on as time's gone on, and it's kind of one of those things that stinks. But at the end of the day, for me and him personally, it's just emotes on emotes, and as time's gone on, it's kind of like one of those what can you do things. But the part 2 of why I even kind of bring up a lot of this stuff in general is that he's done this to multiple other folks out there. And that's kind of the biggest struggle for me, because like, you can go and copy my emotes, that's fine. On this point in Twitch, I think a lot of folks already have throughout the years. Like, I've been doing this for like 10 years, it just kind of happens. But the part 2 of it is there's been a lot of bad instances too, where he just has been rude to so many other folks. And that's kind of why I felt like I wanted to say something out here publicly. My own self, it's kind of like a gray area. It's kind of like me and him could probably find petty things back and forth to go complain about. But at the end of the day, I just want him to just be nice to future people and be nice to future content creators, and maybe have a little bit less of like, intrinsic line with emotes and other people animating stuff, because people do like to have their own specific brands and have their own specific style. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day. But that's why it kind of stinks, because there's people like Alex and other folks who came out here and called it. Like, there's other people over here too as well, just really mean private messages, being like, hey, like, just don't message me only when you want stuff, and maybe I'll care. Maybe I'll give a friendship with you. And that's kind of like where it tied to me. It was just a bunch of fake friends doing fake stuff. And at the end of the day, you guys can kind of go and blame me as a content creator for being friends with someone, or at least try my best, be friends with someone at the end of the day. But like, it just kind of makes me sad, because it just kind of shows that some people can be so kind of slimy internally, Or there's even other different things too as well, where like, they basically came out and talked about stuff, and then even then, like, they're trying to make a public statement being like, hey, I'm a bad person, whatever, it happens, I'm sorry. And then they go on their stream, and then they literally go and just instantly like victim blame over people like Lena, who were kind of initially like started up a lot of this drama too as well. Where it's like, you kind of see the one public thing where it's like, hey man, like, I'm so sorry, and then literally 2 minutes later in a public stream, they're like, you're a professional victim, you're awful, like, kind of stuff like that, which kind of stinks. It just kind of rubs the wrong way. Or even other lies too, where they even had things like for Alex, where he basically said that like he blocked the guy, like he blocked him. Like, he took out the initial drama for all this stuff, and he's like, this guy specifically blocked me first, and kind of lied about people publicly, and kind of lied about things going on. And I'm sure he even lied about stuff for me going on too, just in private or whatever. So it kind of just stinks. Like, he's basically just kind of like trying his best to play everyone like a fiddle, and that's kind of why I even want to make a video on this and bring up drama. I don't really like drama, or even like a public statement on it too, because number one, I just want you guys to know like what's kind of going on. Like, it's not the biggest deal, but it does kind of stink when you have like one of the biggest Twitch streamers go and basically copy a lot of your branding and artwork that you worked a long time on, and even the artists who made both of them at the same time, like, are basically being like, hey, like, yeah, this guy completely just copied your stuff, because mine was made 3 months earlier. But also with all the other internal stuff, because it's always scary to see like what he might go and say in the future, because they've done out and called out other different types of content creators and other different types of people, and because of obviously just being a big content creator, the backlash is always kind of scary. It's kind of scary to see. So they've done that on private, they've done that on public, and it's just kind of a scary situation. I just want to bring a little bit of extra light on it, because I feel bad for someone like Alex, who had a lot of big, various bad things happen to him. And now at the end of the day, my stuff that happened with me is not the biggest deal, you know. It just kind of happened, I guess. It's like, even for me, like, if I was in a room with him, with Bahroo, we'd try to talk. It's just one of those things where it's one of those, like, we're never going to be able to go solve it. It's not like I want anyone to get hate on the guy or say anything rude on him. I just want him to just not be mean to other people in the future. I really think at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. Like, it stinks that my emotes got copied. It's like, but that's like, it's a gray area. Everyone on Twitch does it nowadays. It's one of those things where I'm sure he could probably find one of my emotes nowadays and say the same thing for me. So that's why I don't want to harp on the guy too much, because a lot of it's also from better TV and stuff like that, you know, just as time goes on. But the thing that kind of stinks more so, and why I even made my own statement, even making a little video on this talking about it, is because I just never want people to have to deal with this stuff in the future. Fake friends in the industry when it comes to YouTube or Twitch is sad to see. People who are opportunistic and only want their best to go and make as much money as they can, or make as many cool emotes as they can, or the ego, or whatever it is. That's the thing that stinks the most. And with all these other various other folks out there who kind of call them out and mention stuff, that's the thing that stinks. Because it really does stink on the end of the day, because it's just someone who just wants to keep on rising to the top and the top and the top the best they possibly can. And like I said, for me, it's kind of like one of those bygones be bygones. Like, if he literally just said sorry and that was it, I'd be like, I'm chilling too. I'm sorry for anything that I said to you. Because I'm sure I probably said things in private. Because, I mean, it hurts. You know, it kind of hurts to have to deal with this stuff and have a big content creator kind of be your fake friend and kind of just copy a lot of your branding and emotes. I'm sure you guys would probably understand at the end of the day. So I guess this is my kind of quick, first and foremost, apology to him. Because I'm sure throughout the years, I probably have said mean things to him. Because it kind of stinks. I hope you guys would understand. Like, if someone kind of copies your branding and emotes, or kind of like wants something from you, and then the second they go and drop you, it's like, well, it stinks, you know. It stinks because you thought you had a friend, you know, at the end of the day. And that's why it's kind of content creation stuff's always scary. But you see all this other worse stuff, and it's not really my place to kind of talking, because it's not my drama situations. But there was like 5 other people who kind of came out and publicly said bad stuff on him. He was caught in lies too as well when it came with people like Strippin and other big content creators. And at the end of the day, it just kind of stinks, because I just want the guy to do good. Like, I think at the end of the day, he has a nice heart inside. He just kind of deals with all this stuff in just kind of a somewhat narcissistic way, and just wants to see himself as kind of like the main hero, main character, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So that's why it kind of stinks. So I think the only thing I could probably say to Bahroo is that it stinks that you copied my emotes. It happened a long time ago, and it just stinks. It does hurt, but I just really just don't want you personally. Like, I could get over it. It's not end all be all. I'm sure you know how the whole emote scene this day and age works. Like, people copy everyone. It's all from BTV emotes and stuff like that. I just don't want him to have to deal with other people in private, because I think if he just acted like a normal person, people would like him. People would be cool. Like, you have a lot of viewers. You're already a multi-millionaire. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much more. And that's why it kind of stinks to see all this other stuff, like the fake blocking from Alex and trying to go make him look like the bad guy, or just anything else involved with me, or the fact that a lot of people even thought that I was like the copycat, when in all honesty, I was the original. And those are things that kind of stink for me, but it just thinks things so many other people and so much bad talk in private and everything else put together. So I don't want this to be like a call out or anything bad. I just had a lot of folks ask me like why I was down, or like what's the context, or why are there tweet longers, what's with the tweets, everything. Especially for a lot of folks in my YouTube audience that just only care about consoles and other stuff. So I just want to go talk about it and say it does stink. It stinks that a lot of my emotes were copied at the end of the day. I just hope that Bahroo, the only thing I specifically ask is like maybe just in the future, try to do maybe like some nice charity streams. Try your best to be like a little bit less, I guess, on edge when it comes to people. Like, not everyone's out to get you, even myself. Like, I may seem like it, but I just want you to be happy. I just want you to just not make other people sad, and I want yourself to just go into your own groove. Because I've seen someone like Bahroo do a lot of cool charity streams back just throughout the years. I think it's awesome. And I like that. And like, that's something I respect. Even like, you know, in the middle of drama or anything else, I respect that, and I want to see more of that. I just don't want to see like every statements everyone else has made just been like, hey, could you like just do better? That's it. And I think that's like the world's lamest and tamest cancel. Like you're not even being canceled at this point. Just like, I don't know, just be chill, enjoy your day job, enjoy literally making millions of dollars off of streaming, making content. And at the end of the day, I guess just take a breath. I don't know. So it stinks for everything else and for everyone else who's been involved with it. I don't want to go and minimize any issues that they had. I don't want to minimize any drama they had, because some of the stuff that came out, especially with Bahroo and other people, has been kind of rough. But at least for me and my own sake, he just kind of copied my emotes. I just didn't want him to do after a while. He just kind of kept on doing it. Stop being my friend. And at the end of the day, you can't sue the guy. He's like going to end up in jail. It's a little bit on the moral gray grind too as well. And it stinks. Like, you know, obviously it stinks just for me. But in the end all scheme, it doesn't really affect people that much. I don't know. I just want to talk about it a little bit. I'm sure no one cares at the end of the day, I guess. I don't know. It just stinks. Stinks to even have a fake friend, and that's what I kind of care about the most. I just want people to be legit when it comes online and held accountable. And, like, you don't have to cancel the guy. You don't have to say anything on my end. You don't have to say anything rude to him at all. If anything, I would prefer if you guys are just nice, respectful. Because at least for me personally, it's just one of those things where it should probably be for us, just bygones be bygones and go from there. So I'm kind of rambling. It's not the biggest deal at the end of the day, but it did kind of hurt. And I guess just the moral of the story for this one is just be careful who you trust, be careful who your friends are, and man, I don't know. Just be careful if you guys are trying to make emotes on Twitch. Make sure just so it doesn't copy them. I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I have nothing else really to say. If you guys saw any ads throughout this, we'll probably just point towards charity or something like that. Bahroo, I'm sorry if I ever said anything publicly that made you feel bad in any way, and I'm sure you kind of feel the same boat for me, which is kind of just weird that we're in an awkward drama that at the end of the day, no one I think really kind of cares about. So I appreciate you guys all so much for listening to my story. If you guys ever want to hang on the Twitch, you guys totally can. I'll have it linked down below. I might put my Twit longer down there too as well. And like I said, it's not the end all be all for, at least for me. I don't want to speak on other people's behalfs, but it kind of just stinks. It's kind of a weird, like one of the weirdest only dramas I've ever been on when it comes to anything in general. So, Bahroo, if you ever need to, I'm totally welcome to like reach out, I guess, and properly talk, although we don't really need to. And thank you guys for watching in the first place. Love you guys.